You need to have a control of your foot rig like a pro, where your foot can pivot from heel to the center of the foot, toe, and can roll from the side to side. This tutorial is for you. Hello guys of the CG blog, welcome in our rigging session with the KBFX. Let's dive and rig together. I already prepared my mesh for this. Okay, let's start together. I will start by turn on the screencast keys so you can follow along with me. Okay. I'll start by adding an armature. Let's add an armature. Single bone. I will tap for edit mode. And for now, part 3, I want to align this bone to the world origin. So let's put this to the origin. I'll press M and put in another layer. And I press M again, start this layer. I will start by adding our deformation bones. Okay, I'll try to align, follow our body mesh. So in order to see our bones inside from mesh, we need to turn on this display, viewport display as in front, so we can see our bone. Okay, I'll move this bone to inside. Okay, I can name this bone as a spine. Okay, I can subdivide this one and try to align accordingly. I will extrude this bone and I press number 7 to see how it goes. I'll try to align. And I can extrude this bone here. This is for the neck bone. And I can extrude this for the head. So I can rename it neck, head, shoulder.L, in a rigging, name is very important. You can select only the tail. Select this one, and I can name this one as a upper arm.L. Try to check in another side. It's okay. I can extrude again here. Press 7 to try to see it. Align follow your body mesh. Okay, and I can name this bone as a lower arm.L. I can extrude it again and call this as hand.L. Hand.L. Try to align good. Okay, I can extrude this bone to this. Okay, I can name this bone as hip.L. Hip.L. And I will extrude this one. Lower foot, upper foot, sorry. Upper leg. Upper leg dot L try to sit. Try to align, follow with articulation of your body mesh. It's very important. I can extrude this again here, and I can call this lower leg so L. You want to extrude this one, and I can call this as foot L. Make sure the end of your tail is at the articulation of your mesh. Okay, and I can extrude again. This I can call as a toe L. L. Try to align in both sides. So good. Follow your body mesh. Okay. I already created the one side of the body. So as long as you have one side naming correctly with the prefix .l or .r, you can symmetrize. So I can select these bones here and try to symmetrize it. So you can see we have another side of this bones. Okay, I can see this bone is passing over the midpoint. It's similar, mesh is not symmetrical. So I can try to move this point here. And I can select this, press Shift S, cursor to the selection, and I can select this head and Shift S selection to the cursor. So you can directly point it to the center. Okay, after doing that, let's select these bones. And in a display, I want to turn on the axis. You can see our bone, the axis rows are not the same. This X, this is Z. It may confuse you in a ring. So we need to have the same axis. So remember, we have created our global bones. So we can select this, Shift and select this one. I want these bones to follow the global ones, follow the direction of this. So I press Shift and select the last bone, which we want to take the rows of it, and press Shift N to recalculate the bones and the rows. So we press to the active bones. You can see our body bones are rotated to follow the axis of the globe. So I may select this one, our bones we have created, the deformer ones, and come to the objective mode. We want to parent this to our body mesh, so we can control and rig with the body. So our bones can use to rig this, can use to animate this body. Okay, I'll select the body first, and last select our bones. With the Control P, we are going to parent with automatic weights. Let's see and wait. Okay, it's already parented. So when I select these bones and I come to the pose mode and I want to rotate this bone to see if we already parented, you see, it's parented. We at Z, we'll turn back to the rest position. I select these bones here and we start to rig the controls of the foot. Okay, let's come to the edit mode. I will not bother creating the arm. We already rigged our arm in the last tutorial. If you want to follow this, you can follow in the link this above. We already parented our mesh with our rig. Okay, you can see now, when I select this bone here and try to rotate, it will fall along. Okay, we Alt R, clear the rotation, and going to rig our foot rig. So I press 3 for this, and I start with the constraints here. I want this foot to be controlled by IK. So I will select this point here, the foot.L. You see, I'll shift D, duplicate, and left click, and right click, and left drop, and Alt P to clear the rotation, and Alt P to clear the parents. So after doing that, I want this to turn on this one, so you can see in X-ray mode here, and I press N. For the item, I want to shorten the length of this bone. Now if this is enough, I can name this bone we have created as our IK leg. IK leg .L. Remember, this bone is not deformed. This is a control, so we check the deformation one. Okay. We'll come to the pose mode here, and I press this control, IK leg control, with this shin bone or the lower leg, and press Shift I to add in the constraint, the inverse kinematic. Or you can select that bone, come to the constraint, and add an inverse kinematics. So we already checked the bone we want to use an IK leg for this menu. Change the OK. After create that one, in the IK we need to have a direction of this leg. So we need to add a pole target so we can control the direction of this leg. So we come in edit mode here and select this nubble. In side view here, I will extrude this bone and Alt P to clear the parents and check the deformation and check it. This is a non-deformed bone, is a control bone. So I Alt P to clear the parents and the deformation. So this I can transform to in Y direction here. That shows that our direction is onwards there. So I can come to the pose mode here and direct the bones, the IK bones, to follow this pole target. And this pole target, you may rename it as a pole. Name as a pole target. L. Okay, you can select this bone here in a constraint. The target is called the armature. The bone is a pole target.L. And the number of chain, we want to control this leg to this point to here, not at the center of the pivot or the mesh. We want to control one leg. So we can see we have two bones here. So I can put the chain length to 2. Okay. Let's try to move this leg with IK and see how it's react. When I press G and try to move, it's not moving. Why? That's it. The pole target we put there is a pole. Here you can see now it's changed the direction of our bone. So we need to change the direction of the pole. You can see that our head is direct this way. So we need to change this direction. To change this direction, you can select this IK. It's moving in opposite direction. So in order to move in right direction, let's put this 180. You can see now our bone follow the direction of this target. So when I select this IK, our IK and try to move, it will fall alone. That's what we want to create. Next step, I need to have a pivot at this center of the ball so that we can change the direction of the bone. Let's see if we want to rotate this ball. It will rotate the whole bone. I want to control the rotation of this to this point here. So I will add arrow. I will want this bone for the direction of the IK. When it moves IK, I move with this bone and rotate along this IK. So we can select this bone here and add a copy rotation and select the target as armature, and our bone will be an IK leg.L. You can see now, when I rotate this bone here, this control, it rotates our foot. Now I want to control this pivot, so I cannot rotate with all points of leg. So I'll add arrow and create the control here, so we can pivot from here. So now I come to edit mode here. I will duplicate this bone with Shift D. You can see. And I want to clear the parents. Alt P to clear the parents. And I want to switch the direction. I press Alt F for switching direction. And I can shorten this length of this bone. And I can rename this as a pivot foot. Let's call pivot foot .L. This is non-deformed bone, uncheck it. So after doing that, I want this bone here we have created to control the IK, so that we break the chain here to this point. So when I control from this side, it will fall. So I'll select this IK firstly, and let's select this and press Ctrl P and keep offset. When I come to the pose mode here, you can see now, when I rotate this one, it's rotated from the pivot we have created. That is fine. That's what we needed here. But the problem we created again is when I rotate this one, the toe moved to the negative side of the flow. So we need to fix this to stay positive value. So I'll add arrow here and try to create another pivot point here, so it can stick to the flow. Now I come to the edit mode here and try to duplicate this bone. We Shift D, we Alt P to clear the parents, we Alt F to switch the direction. So let's rename this bone, and this is non-deformed bone. Let's rename this bone as pivot toe to L. Okay. After doing that, we need to parent this point to this one, so we can have another point of this. So I'll select first the pivot foot, and last pivot toe, we Ctrl P to keep offset. You can see now, when I come to the pose mode here, and I try to rotate this one, this pivot here, it will rotate from this. That's fine. This is what we needed. That is what we needed. So I will add R to clear the rotation. After create this pivot here, I want also again to have a control of this foot here. When I rotate this one, I I can foot tap here. So let's come to the pose mode first. When I rotate this one, I want to have a foot tap. Okay, I can add a control there. You see when it will move the whole leg. So I need to create another control here. So I can come to this shift mode here, to edit mode, come to edit mode here, and add another bone here. This bone, we can shorten it. Let's call this as a foot tap. L. We come to the pose mode here, plane, constraint, and keep copy rotation. I want this bone to copy the rotation of this bone here. So I can select this copy armature, target armature, and for the bone we need to create this is a foot tap. L. And change this to the local space. This to the local space. When you press 3 and try to rotate this one, you can see we already created the foot tap. Okay. And when I take this one and rotate, we have a control our foot there. Okay, we need to have a heel lift. So to create a heel lift, we need to add the ball here. So before doing that, let's add a roll left and a roll right. I want our foot to roll this side, you can see. I want to have this action to our foot. So remember to save your project, to make collapse and lose everything you have created. Okay, I can select this bone here, press 1, Shift D to duplicate in edit mode. Sorry. Come to the edit mode here and select this one bone and Shift D, duplicate and move in the X direction. I want to duplicate again and move along X direction. Okay, you see. You can have bank in and bank out, or you can call roll left to roll right. Okay. I want this bone to parent to this roll here. I can rename this bone as a banking dot L, bank out .L. So I will select this bone here and parent to this banking, Control P, we keep offset, and I want this bone to be parent to this one, Control P, and keep offset. So you can see when we come to the pose mode here, and when I select this bone, change the quantitation to XYZ. You can see when you rotate to this side, this Y, you can roll the foot. You see, in one direction. We Alt R, and when I select this one, change the quantitation to XYZ. You see? You see what we have created? This is what we wanted. Okay? Let's do again and create a heel lift. So we'll come to the edit mode and try to duplicate this bone here. Shift D, left this one, and Alt F to change the direction. I'll snap this and put to the edge perpendicular. I want to put this shift. Let's put this and select our bone with Shift S selection to the cursor. Shift S selection to the cursor. Okay. Okay, I'll select the last bone we parented to this bone, Control P, and keep offset. And this bone we can call that heel lift. Let's name this heel lift to L. After get this bone, make sure it's the center of the foot. Let's press Ctrl 1, come to the back of the rig and select this one and move to the center of our foot. Okay, when I come to the pose mode, we can control our foot from there. And when I come to the back side and try to rotate in Z, you can see we can create the heel swivel. This is a heel swivel, you can see. Likewise, in this foot toe, when you press Control 1, also you can, when you change to XYZ, you can swivel the toe swivel, you see? This is what we want to create in our rig. So let's make sure that okay, let's make sure that in our rig let's make sure that we can have a custom properties for all bones controls we created. So now let's put the bones according to their specific functions. So I can select this control, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, story. This bones we have created, let's put to another layer. I put to this layer, and this one, target one, put to this layer. So you can see, we can select on these bones we have created here. Let's turn off the X-ray mode. You can see. Let's put our custom properties now. When you come to the pose mode here and select this, you can see we can control our foot like this. I can move our foot here and I can rotate this like this. You see, I might rotate this from this. You see. Okay. You see what we have created? You see? You can see? We have maximum functionality of this. Don't miss part 2, where we'll create a custom properties and try to play with attributes and see how it works. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, the CG Blog, and keep updates with our tutorials. Give a comment, like, and subscribe. Ciao.